The small town of Silent Pines was quiet. It sat next to an old, dark forest. The locals called it Echo Woods. They said no one should enter at night. People had vanished there before. One cold evening, 4 college friends came to Silent Pines. Emily was the brave one. Jack, her boyfriend, doubted the stories. Sarah was scared. Liam always joked around. They had heard the legend. If you went into Echo Woods, you'd hear your voice calling. If you followed it, you'd disappear. It's just a silly story, Emily said. She led them past a broken "Keep Out" sign. The wind blew. It sounded like laughter. The deeper they went, the colder it got. The trees were huge and twisted. Sarah kept looking back. She thought she saw shadows moving. "It's nothing," Liam joked, but he looked nervous. Then they heard a twig snap. "Who's there?" Jack called. His voice echoed back, but it sounded wrong. "Who's there?" It was his voice, but strange and hollow. "Stop messing around," Jack said. He glared at Liam, but Liam shook his head. "It wasn't me," Liam said quietly. The voices came again. They were louder now, copying things they had said earlier. "It's just a silly story," Emily's voice echoed. "I'm not imagining this," Sarah's voice followed. The group panicked. Jack said, "We need to leave." But the path was gone. The forest had changed. Trees blocked the way. Liam suddenly screamed. He was staring into the darkness. "I saw something," he whispered. A pale figure stepped out of the shadows. It looked like Liam, but thinner and lifeless. The figure grabbed Liam and pulled him into the dark. The others chased after him, but he vanished. Only his voice lingered, crying out, "Help me." The group stumbled upon an old stone altar in a clearing. Strange carvings covered it, showing faceless beings devouring people. The creatures became more human with each victim. "They're feeding on us," Emily whispered, her voice shaking. The carvings began to change, showing Liam's face. The air grew colder. A second Emily appeared from the shadows. Her eyes were hollow, and her smile was too wide. "Run!" Jack yelled. The fake Emily lunged, dragging the real Emily into the darkness. Her screams echoed, and then stopped. Jack and Sarah ran blindly through the forest. The trees seemed to close in, whispering their names. "We have to keep moving," Jack said, but Sarah froze. "Do you hear that?" she asked. It was Emily's voice calling softly. "It's just a silly story." Jack pulled Sarah forward, refusing to look back. They finally reached a clearing. The whispers stopped. Jack turned to Sarah, relieved they were safe. But her smile was wrong. It stretched too far, and her voice was not her own. "We made it out," she said in Jack's voice. Her face began to twist, her features melting away into something faceless and grotesque. Jack screamed, but it was swallowed by the forest. The next day, no one found them. Only their voices remained, echoing through the woods, luring anyone foolish enough to enter. The Echo Woods stay silent during the day, but at night the voices return. No one ever comes back, not as themselves.